Mess around with this editing software on my camera. I'll give you a little snippet of a joint I'm working on with Cheddar. Yo, dudes talking like they harder than the thing. Bang, bang. You ain't harder than the hollows in the thing. Fuck around and get yourself scorched. Call my blicker Johnny Storm. It's the Human Torch. I got a father, and I'm still a bastard. But your chick call me Mr. Fantastic. Cats talking about their money too long, knowing damn well that their money's too storm. I be higher than the ionosphere. The weed purple like the pants Kirk Connors wears. Cheers, I'm feeling like Iron Man. I'm in my suit on a flight, getting right on this mic. Man, I'm retarded like I am saying.
Package. So a rather large package here from my man Danny LeBlanc. I got another face-off cap. I got 2 more red hand ninjas, 2 more white, 4 more shield agents. Hydra agents, 2 with open mouth, 2 regular. Another Beta Ray Bill. I got a birdie. Unfortunately, the head came off in transit. Not that mad about this because this was actually a freebie. He was actually sending this one to me for free. I'll fix it though. And then I got the last guys that I needed from Wave 1 of Hasbro Marvel Legends. These were the regular versions. I had my variants mint on card that I didn't want to open. So now I finally got the last pieces to complete Terrax. So that's great. All the weapons and stuff. And he sent me a few more extras. These are little skeletons, which can be used as props. He sent me 2 packs of those. So a real nice package from my man Danny, and I got all of this stuff for a really good deal. He was getting rid of some of his legends and stuff like that, so sold them to me for a real nice deal. And these came from Target, and he just sold them to me at cost. And Target is by far the cheapest for retail for Marvel Legends. They only $15.99. So any of you guys with Target, you should definitely try to find the Legends there if you don't get them online. And for the record, pretty much everything here is just duplicates of stuff that I needed, stuff that I probably won't put in my display cases. This will be stuff that I'll use for displaying, basically for posing the hell out of them and messing around with them. Like, I try to keep the stuff in my display cases as crispy as possible, as mint that a loose figure could be. And I've been trying to get another Beta Ray Bill for a while. And I just don't want to mess with the versions that's in my detox, basically. So all of these guys will be for some serious extreme posing. So just taking a few moments to go over these real quick. I do overall I really do like the way Steve Rogers came out. A few minor details, the details that they left out of the buckles, the fact that the wrists don't have a hinge or they're not actual fists and they're always in the gun-toting hand position. The head is just a tad bit large. The fact that they don't have the star on the arm. I mean, really, the thing about ACBA, about doing articulated comic book art, is that, you're trying to replicate scenes from the comic books. That's the basis for everything that we're doing is the comic book. So when the characters are not really comic accurate, it's kind of a bummer. Like, it's not as cool. It's just like the same problem that we have with the Ultron that we got. Like that Ultron, like nobody wants that Ultron. It's not the representation of Ultron that we all know and love, the classic look that we want to really recreate some of those Avengers scenes. So, I mean, we just want all the figures to come out as accurate as possible to their depictions in the comic books. So, but again, overall, I do really like this figure though. One other thing I forgot to mention about Steve Rogers is they played themselves with this shield. Like, as far as the shield's look and the texture and the durability of it, it's great, but it's smaller than the regular shield that we've been getting with Captain America. Hasbro just seems to keep screwing up the shield. They gave the movie figure that a rubber shield and now they gave this little small mini shield. Gonna start a little Secret Avengers portrait right here. Start with these 2. I actually did one last night and I took pictures and I didn't really like the way that they came out, so I'm gonna start it over from scratch and show you every step of the way. There's Valkyrie, there's Moon Knight, there's Black Widow, there's War Machine. Had to prop him up on something. I didn't bother covering the base here because that was my problem before. I got the base in the shot and I didn't really like that. So if I don't cover it, then when I'm taking the picture, I could see better. But there's Beast. Had to prop him up on something too. Ant-Man up at the top. And this is it. I don't want to add Nova. I don't like the Hasbro Nova. He sucks. And he wasn't really like on the team like that in the books. He was only in like the first couple of issues, if I'm not mistaken. So I kind of just like this core team right here. Now it's just a matter of kind of squeezing them in a little tighter and angling the heads a certain way, and then snap some flicks. This is the other reason why I didn't want to add Nova though, because he's stuck up in this display and he's on a stand that kind of wraps around his waist. One of Junior stands. It was like a different design that he was trying out, and I don't feel like taking apart this little display to get him out of there, and he sucks. A little more light. Open the blinds. But it's a lot of heroic age stuff that we could do now with the Steve Rogers and the Bucky cap coming out and the Modern Thor. A lot of nice teams and things from the comics that we could replicate in ACBA. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then I always like to try a couple of different backgrounds and take some pictures with the different ones and see which one comes out best. There you have it. Just messing around with a couple more modern things. Just Thor and Steve Rogers shaking. Red Hulk, Thing, Spider-Woman, Spider-Man, Wolverine. A lot of people said that they really liked this Ghost Rider, and I gotta tell you, I really don't. I don't like him that much. He's okay, but he's just a little short to me. I think they could have used a different mold for the body. My phone is ringing. But I really don't like him that much. He's okay. He's just okay to me. It's not a crappy figure. It's not terrible. The possibilities for picture taking with the flames and stuff and using a black light or different effects and stuff like that is great. So I will try to do some of those things, but not really my favorite figure out of the wave. Really happy with the way this Iron Man came out. It is really something that you have to really hold in your hands and to really have it in front of you to really appreciate the sculpt and the figure. Like, although I thought he should have been just a tad bit taller, not necessarily bulkier, because the Extremis armor is almost fitted to his body. The parts of the armor come from the hollows of his bones, and it's really a sleeker, thinner suit design. So it's not supposed to be that bulky. As far as the width and the girth of the suit, I think it's okay. I just think it could have been just a tad bit taller, but overall it works. This is one of my favorite features, though. The head can go all the way up for those flying positions. Would have loved to get some interchangeable hands, which we probably will get with the next release of this one in a different color scheme that they're going to have in the Iron Man Legends line. But we don't know if the hands are going to really fit on this one, because that one's a different color scheme. But some details inside of the suit and stuff like that would have been nice. But overall, I really like the look and the feel of this figure. One of my favorites from the line, man. I didn't expect to like this guy so much, but again, you just got to kind of have him in hand to really appreciate it. Nice figure.
Please, I don't want to die. I'll do my best. Get my friend here some medical attention, please. Thank you.
Finally got a proper Mighty Avengers. One of my favorite Avengers teams right here. They look good together. For the record, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to make your picture uniform to make everybody in the picture uniform and good. So I got Sentry standing up on something so I could get him in the back and get him right. But you know, that's what you gotta do sometime, and then just keep setting up your camera and figuring out where everybody could be seen in a shot, and then you can snap it. So again, I really do like the way this Iron Man came out. I really do like the era of Tony Stark as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Mighty Avengers as the premier Avengers team. So that's why I wanted to have my Tony Stark right here. I want to get a couple of these armors though. So many different possibilities and different displays you could do with the Extremis armor. That's a whole chunk of a couple of years that we was missing that armor, or you know, missing the opportunity to do displays because we didn't have that armor. Most people just used the modern armor instead, or ended up using the Mark 6 when that came out. And then finally got Terax complete. Really like the head sculpt, like the size. I like the look of the figure overall. Minor things, some more paint detail, and this is just like a plain flat, like plastic red. Maybe it would have been nice to get some shading in there. I don't know. Interchangeable hands would have been nice, but we'll never get that for a bath. I'm reaching on that. But just a little more paint detailing would have been nice. The ankle rockers obviously are a really nice feature. Maybe a swivel here at the shin, at the top of the boot would have been nice too. But overall, really nice figure. I do like the look and the design, the sculpt, the size of this guy, and the head sculpt is really nice too. So a really good bath choice as far as a character that's never been done, as far as a celestial character or a cosmic character, which is really nice. And you know, he's got some nice history in the Marvel Universe as far as like doing ACBA and doing some different scenes and setups and stuff like that. So pretty happy with this guy too. And it would have been nice if his axe here was a little more detailed. Again, just a plain flat color. I mean, that's a problem that I have with a lot of the Hasbro figures. I've said this before. I've said it in the group. I've said it in MTIT. But like a lot of the Hasbro figures, they seem like good starter kits for customizing. Like it's like they give you a nice base body and a sculpt, and then they just leave out paint apps and details and little different things that you gotta add on your own. And I'm kind of like, I'm kind of mad about that, man. I want them to just take it the extra mile and do what they're supposed to do in a 6-inch figure and give us all the detail and articulation that's possible. So you know, I added Claw here with Doom and Kang. I guess a little Secret Wars action. I don't know. I didn't really have nowhere else to put him. I didn't want to put him in the box. Terax. I really like the way this guy came out. Added Zemo to the meeting of the top brass of Hydra. Like I said, when I get Arnim Zola, I'll add him in here too. I'll probably shift this over just a tad bit, but I think it looks pretty cool. Hey, this has been another episode of Meantime in Between Time. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Please come join us on the ACBA Facebook group. Please come like the ACBA like page on Facebook. And don't forget to sub up the ACBA community channel here on YouTube. The 5th round of the ACBA World Championship Tournament for 2011 will show up there within the next couple of days. The stipulations for that round, and that's where the post will be. So if you want to see that action, then you definitely need to sub up that channel. All the links will be in the description, and I'll talk to y'all next week. Peace.